What up, y'all? It's your guy Dawson from D&D TV. Thank you for rating, commenting, and subscribing. Everybody who's donated, those of you all who will, all of that information is in the description box below. Also, go over to my other YouTube channel, Dawson Speaks TV. Make sure you subscribe over there and hit that little bell so you get notifications when I drop a new video. Now, let's get into this topic. Alright, now this video is for educational purposes, so as I approach this topic with respect, I need you all to please be respectful in my comment section. Thanks. Alright, now every now and then I have to talk about a subject such as this one because my platform, we deal with real issues over here. Now, for those of you who've been watching my show for some time now, you know that I've been in the social service mental health field for over a decade now, so I'm qualified to talk about this. Now, before I begin, I'm not going to use the S word. I'll be saying deleted, because that's what a lot of YouTubers were doing now. When we talk about topics such as this, we don't use that word, all right? There was a situation that happened down here in South Florida earlier this month of a church musician who was also an officer, and at times he was an armor bearer for his pastor. This church musician name was Kevin James McCullough. He is a father, he was a father, a husband, a brother, a son. He was loved by many. Unfortunately, Kevin deleted himself. When people found out about it, many of them took to social media. They expressed their shock and their sadness about Brother Kevin's passing. In those comments, there were many people who talked about how he encouraged people. He was always smiling, how he loved to play the drums since he was a little boy. Someone in the comments affectionately called him their little drummer boy. When I read those comments and I was able to watch, a small portion of the homegoing service online, I was thinking to myself, how many people are sitting in these churches and religious institutions, and even outside of them, knowing that you need to go seek help, that you can go to Christian counseling and get the help you need, that God has therapists, psychiatrists, psychologists who are spirit-filled, who are there to help you. And that's for those of you who are Christian, who say, I'd rather have a Christian therapist and all. They have them available. You don't have to sit with all that pain, the grief, whatever you're feeling, and you feel you can't talk to anyone, people you can't be yourself around. You don't have to sit with that. The number to Lifeline is on the screen. If you're having any kind of thoughts of anything, call them. Hell, if you just want to call them and say hi, call them. There's going to be one of those videos today. You all, anytime I do a video on mental health, anytime I do a show on that, I'm always met with opposition from religious people, of which I don't care because I know I'm telling the truth. There are so many people who need to go get help in religious institutions, outside of religious institutions, especially us black men. Yeah, I'm going to deal with the brothers today. A lot of us need to go get help. Now, before I go on with the rest of this topic, I've got to send my condolences out to the family, friends, and associates of Kevin James McCullough. I know you all loved him dearly, and he is missed by all of you. Now, I was going to talk about this subject way before I learned about the passing of our brother Kevin McCullough. The reason I was going to talk about this topic is because I did a video about 3 years ago on a football player down here in South Florida, a high school football player who was getting ready to go to Georgia Tech. You all remember that story. A lot of you who've been rocking with me for a long time, you remember the story of Bryce Gowdy. Bryce had a full scholarship to Georgia Tech, and it was maybe about a week or two before he was getting ready to leave South Florida to go to Georgia Tech to be with his uncle and his aunt who were there. Bryce unfortunately deleted himself because he was under so much pressure. Bryce was so young. He had a great future in front of him, his whole life ahead of him. And his passing was so devastating to so many people down here in South Florida. One day while I was just browsing on YouTube, y'all, just browsing like I usually do, there was a video of Bryce that came up. And beside Bryce was another video of a pastor named Quinzon Barnes. Now, for those of you who've been with me on this channel, you know I did a video in 2021 on Pastor Quinzon Barnes, who also, like our brother Kevin McCullough, was a church musician, father of two. Quinzon can sing, y'all. He could play that piano, Pastor Quinzon Barnes. I know what you've been through. I know it's been long. But I just Unfortunately, Pastor Quinzon Barnes deleted himself. Now, on my recommendation page, you know, YouTube gives us videos for recommendations. The video of Bryce Gowdy and Pastor Quinzon Barnes, as you all see it now, they were side by side. And I was like, man, maybe I should, talk about this and all this. And I wasn't going to talk about this subject. I really wasn't. Until I looked at another video on Bryce Gowdy. And as I scrolled down and read some of the comments, I saw that Pastor Quinzon Barnes, like many others on that video who left a comment when they heard about the passing of Bryce Gowdy, Pastor Quinzon Barnes commented and he said, "I am so sorry." And he put the prayer emoji. Who would have thought that almost a year and a half, 2 years later, that Pastor Quinzon Barnes would do the exact same thing? I want to say this to those of you who are dealing with thoughts of ending it all or whatever. Y'all, go get help. The number to the Crisis Lifeline is right there. If you're having any thoughts of harming yourselves, call that number. If you can get access to therapy in your area or a support group that you can link up with them, do that. Even if it's online, if it's something online that you could do and you can FaceTime with somebody or do a Zoom with a support group, y'all do what you need to do. It's your life. It's your life. We do so much in life. We work out. We dress good. We go out to eat. We travel. We get the bag. They tell us to get the money. You go get the degrees, the certifications, whatever you need. We get companionship. We get cars. We get houses. We have awesome talents. You get sex when you want it. Let's go there. But when it comes to your mind, our minds, our emotions, many of us don't take care of our mental and emotional health. We have to implement mental health maintenance, taking care of yourself, taking care of your mind, your emotions as often as you can. Men, we have to talk about what's going on with us. Talk to your brothers, your friends. You ought to have at least one person you can talk to. Seriously. I know some of my friends tell me, they're like, man, you too deep. You get too deep. You go, get down. Yeah. Life ain't holding no punches. Why should I? It's fun to hang out, go to the sports game, go, shoot the breeze, all that cool stuff. It's fun. But when it comes to your mind, you're going to have your mind with you everywhere you go. And if your mind ain't right, nothing is right. I don't care how much money you have, what celebrities you know, where you live at, what car you drive, how many women you have. Come on, y'all. If your mind is not right, you're not right. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. I was reading somebody's post the other day and they were saying, I'm tired of being, not being appreciated. I do so much for people and they don't do this for me. Man, please, why are you there? Why are you there in that situation not being appreciated? From now on out in my life, I'm talking about me. Y'all got to do what y'all want to do. It's all about me. I ain't worried about nobody. What I've come to realize is that sometimes people can be the ultimate puppet masters. Can I tell it how I feel it? They'll exploit your weakness. They'll use you. They'll keep you there to keep them satisfied. And you're depleted and they keep increasing. And you ain't did nothing for yourself because you're pouring so much into other people who really don't. Can I say it how I feel it? They don't give a damn about you. Take a breath. Y'all know it's the truth. Somebody put in the comments, speak, Dawson, speak. You know it's the truth. Somebody got to tell it. We have to realize when we've been doing so much for people and those people really don't love us, it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a tough thing to kind of finally realize it, that they really don't love me like I love them. So I ain't finna go off on them. I just take my love back and go somewhere else. Matter of fact, I take my love back and I give it to myself. Give it to yourself. Now I'm off of this, you all. I said everything I wanted to say on this video. If you all have any thoughts of harming yourself or anything, that's the number online. Please call them. All right. And if you need therapy, if you need group support or whatever, you all look online in your area. There are services available. And if you want Christian counseling, that's available too. Come on, y'all, Google everything else. You find your dates. You find all this stuff to buy clothes and shoes and vacations. When it comes to your mind, Can't put a price on that. You got to take care of your mental health, your emotional health, all right? Until next time, it's your guy Dawson. Y'all take care of yourself and each other. Please, please, please take care of yourself. And again, I want to send my condolences to the family and friends and associates of Kevin James McCullough, Quinzon Barnes, and Bryce Gowdy. Peace.